right, so I'm Jan Linhart. Many people call me John. That's a silly nickname I gave myself when I was working with the Americans and they couldn't pronounce Jan for some reason. I am a principal software engineer at Acquia. In the latest report by Ruth, Acquia is the biggest contributor to Mautic. In some months it varies, but we are still at the top, and I'm really glad I can work for such a company that contributes to open source. I have 3 points to tell you before we start. So the slides that were generated or where the AI was used, I marked them with an icon, so you would know that the information may not be completely correct. And I am not associated with Stripe in any way. They don't know about me at all. This is just a tool that I found online and I think it's worth to talk about. And I do have a Stripe plugin for Mautic that is paid, but think of this as an idea. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I think it's worth discussing. All right, and I may mention that this is everything that we will discuss I do in my free time, so it's not related to Acquia at all. So I always had a passion since I was a little boy that I wanted to sail, but I live in Czech Republic, which makes it harder. There is no sea anywhere close. But since I was able to buy a boat when I grew up a little bit, like 3 years ago, I bought one, and this is actually the biggest dam in Czech Republic. So me and my wife Dana, we joined a regatta that is several races over the summer. And that's what we do over the weekends. Sometimes take the kids as well. So earlier this year, Dana had an idea to improve our position in the race, so we could get instrument that would tell us how fast we are going, actually, because the boat has nothing like that. Actually, did you notice the picture on the slide? There was something wrong. It was generated by AI. You want to see it? The mast is not in the center. Yeah. The boom is the opposite direction. AI, yeah. All right, so she wanted to buy something like this, just a small display that will tell us how fast we are going. And I, as an engineer, was like, I can do it myself for a fraction of the price, right? So many months later, I had, went through several versions of the hardware, and I also added some more sensors to it. While I'm doing it, I can as well do everything. And I did several versions of the software. And when I was preparing for this presentation, I was like, what shall I talk about? And I wanted to, spend time on the project as well as spending the time on presentation. And for some reason, every time I do a presentation, it involves a lot of programming. So I wanted to do both at the same time. So this is where we stand. All right, so the Stripe plugin has a history. In November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT, if you remember that time before ChatGPT. And in January, Dana and I, she was between the jobs at the time, So I was like, hey, let's do this fun thing and implement AI into Mautic, so people could just generate emails and templates from the prompt. So that's what we did. And then the question was like, okay, how do we sell it? And so I went through all the options on the market, how people sell digital goods. And I noticed a pattern. So they would charge you either monthly rate, or they would charge you some percentage from the sales. But I noticed that many times there is like a rate that is very common. If you see like 2.9%, 3%, 2.9%. And I picked up an information that like most of the services are actually using Stripe as a payment gate. So that's where the fixed 2.9% plus 30 cents is coming from. So I looked into Stripe and I noticed that the fees are just like that, even cheaper in some cases. And then I created an account, and I found that it can not do just one-time payments, it can do recurring payments, and it manages all that for you. So every time your customer gets, every month a customer gets charged automatically. It has also a terminal for in-person payments, not really what I needed, but it exists. It accepts all the major cards and Apple Pay, Google Pay. It's all over the world, so you can from day one start selling to everyone, basically. Maybe not North Korea or stuff like that, but most of the market. And it has no-code payment links. Well, that there is a little code in it. They shouldn't probably call it no-code, but you can place them into your emails, you can place them into your web pages, and people can directly pay for the service or product you are selling. Their checkout is served by them, so you don't have to care about that. It's quite nice, optimized, and secure. And they have additional services like invoicing and tax calculations and fraud prevention. They have also reporting, and you can actually create products in their UI. So it's kind of like an e-shop. So I was like, okay, I will not pay for these extra services. I will go directly to Stripe. And I decided we will build the next plugin, which will be the Stripe plugin, so we could actually sell stuff online. And many months later, so in August 23, we started working on the plugin. And actually in September 23, the plugin processed its first payment. So I will talk about it in the second half of the presentation. But firstly, I read this book, The Lean Startup, by Eric Rice, many years ago. And kind of like the ideology. Is anyone familiar with this? No? So basically, Eric is saying fail fast. So if you have an idea, then build the project very fast, like an MVP. You don't even have to build it at all. And you will just write about it. You will create a landing page and you will drive traffic to it. And you will have, for example, a sign-up form, like this is not a real product, but if you're interested, give me your email address. I will let you know later how it's going. So it's a feedback loop. And when you get, I don't know what your goal is, 100 or 1,000 signups, then you say, okay, this is a good idea. There is something in it. And you actually build a product, for example. And then from the day you finish the product or service, you already have your audience to sell to. But also, if you don't get enough signups, you can either improve the product or the messaging, or just move to a different idea completely. Just fail, and you don't have to invest months of work into it. All right, so that's kind of what I want to do with this project. So I built it basically for my needs. I'm talking about the sailing instruments, but all the friends that learned about it and have a boat also want one. So I think I will just build a landing page about it and ask actually people either to sign up or even pay for the first version, because I built it as an open source software as well as hardware. So if something doesn't work, I can send you one part, we'll replace it, and it should improve. All right, so the Stripe plugin features as we have it now, and this is, again, I built it for myself, my own needs, so maybe it's missing something you need. So don't just buy it, and we can discuss. But it works like this, right? So you have special segments. So the plugin will create special segments. And whenever something happens in Stripe, for example, somebody pays, the contact will appear in that segment. And then you can start your campaigns, right? You can send them emails, thank you for your payment. These are the next steps. And it also have support for tokens. I will show you this later, it will make sense. And it has campaign conditions, so you can filter only for contacts that buy or bought a specific product. It has Mautic 4 and 6 support. The 6 support was made for this presentation and for my needs. And there is also security component. So the webhooks can be sent to your Mautic instance basically from anywhere by anyone, but only the signed webhooks signed by SparkPost will be considered to process. All right. Now, guess how many copies of the Stripe plugin were sold? Do you have a number in your head?
200.
Sorry?
200.
0. We sold 0 Stripe plugin. Right? So this is like, this is such a good idea. I don't get why it's not being sold. I didn't market it at all, right? I was just saying, I built it, they will come. But nobody came. All right. Then I was also about to prepare a live demo. It was the plan even yesterday, but the demo gods weren't inclined to it even before the presentation. For example, we have an incredible security team at Acquia, and they blocked the domain I was building the demo on. So I have just screenshots, but maybe it's even better. Right, so this is how the Stripe UI looks like. Is anybody familiar with Stripe? Anybody used it? 2 people? Right. So this is a presentation that I would like to see when I was starting. So hopefully, if you have some idea in your head, maybe it will click. All right, so this is how you can create a product in Stripe. All right, so my product, I call it Viter DIY Kit. And you have features like in other eShops. Like you can find a product to cross-sell. So if you are checking out, you will see also the products that you define here, right? And there is a small note about the prices. You can see 2 prices. I cannot delete the €10 one because every time some object is used in events, it cannot be deleted. Otherwise, the events doesn't make sense. So this is a technical reason. So I just archived it. Right. And once you have a product, you can create a payment link. And one more note, Stripe has like 5 sandboxes, so you can create a sandbox. I cropped it out in other slides, so it wouldn't waste space. But basically everything that's happening is just in a sandbox. I'm just testing it. You cannot actually buy this stuff. Right, and you can define information like how much can one person buy, and there are other informations like if you want to collect tax and business names, billing address, you can configure everything. What you like, what you are selling. For example, the pay button can be called something else. Right. Then there is a configuration after payment, so you can see how the thank you message looks like. You can change it. You can redirect to something else. And you can also turn on invoicing, so it will send an invoice automatically to the customer, and you have to pay a little extra for that. But yeah, if you don't want to stress about some invoicing software, that's fine. And this is the no code pay button. There is a little code there, but you can copy this URL, put it into your email, and send it to your customers. Even maybe you can even set like a promotion code. It was somewhere here. All right, and there it is. And for landing pages, you can copy this code and paste it into any HTML, and it will display a nice button or a card of the product with the image. But it doesn't work in Mautic landing pages. So the plugin will basically let you generate a token where you will insert 2 hashes from the previous page, and it will start working. All right. And the last thing you have to configure is webhooks. So this is how I configured it, and then I noticed I have a typo there. There is an extra slash, but think about it. It will come handy later. So you can make mistakes. I do all the time. Right, and this is how the Stripe appears in the Mautic administration, right? As usual, a plugin. You can configure 2 environments, test and production. This is only test codes, and this is webhook secret key that basically rejects all the webhooks that are not signed by this key. And this is an example of a Mautic landing page. Very simple, right? And this card is generated by Stripe. So there is a buy button, the price, the image, and some cards that you can use. And once you click it, or the customer clicks it, then you see the checkout page that you basically configured yourself. So you can add promotional code. You can choose different payment methods. In the test environment, only a few of them show up because you cannot use all of them to test. But for example, if you want to test the card, then Stripe will provide this number, and you can, in the development test environment, you can buy anything with this card, which is handy. Right, and this is how you view the webhooks. So this is back in Stripe, and you will see that I was testing webhooks here and also yesterday, and most of them failed. This is because of the slash, extra slash. So then you can double click into like, why is it failing? Oh, it's a 404 not found. So my URL was wrong. So that's how I figured it out. It failed. It gave me feedback. All right, and this is what I was what I told you before. So if the webhook is successful, if you configured finally everything correctly, then the contacts will start appearing in these segments. There is no filter, so the Stripe plugin will directly push the contacts into the right segment. At this point, there are just three events that I'm processing, but I'm storing all of them. So later on, I can add some more functionality to it. Right, and this is the contact that was created by the Stripe plugin. So I can see the information pre-filled. I can see that it's in 2 segments. And there is also in the contact history, you will see all the Stripe events in it with all the details. This is what Stripe sends us. So everything is associated with this contact. And if you want to find some information, you can drill deep. And then you will start the marketing, right? So you take the source of, for example, the invoice paid segment, and you can create a condition based on the product. So this is a list of products that is fetched through the API from Stripe. So you can select the one you need that you are targeting in this campaign. And then you can start whatever you want. So I'm putting it to a special segment just for this product. So I would have all the contacts that purchase this product in one segment. I'm sending an email with the next steps to the contact. And I'm also removing the contact from the Stripe segment, because I want, like, next time this same contact purchase the product, then it will start the campaign over. Right, and this is an example for like a version of abandoned cart. So if the contact is sitting in the customer created segment for 2 days, I can ask them, like, okay, you submitted the checkout page, but the payment didn't came through. Like, what happened? How can I help? Yeah, and one more thing. Automated Mautic deployment. This is where I spent most of my time preparing for the presentation. And yesterday, when I was telling my wife, like, hey, I still need to finish this presentation, she told me, like, you are working on it for 3 months. Like, why aren't you finished? So this is the reason. I didn't want to just deploy the demo manually. I wanted to have it automated. So I was kind of lost in that, and now you can use that too. So it's a GitHub action. If you go to GitHub Marketplace and search for Mautic, you will see that. I'm not sure what will happen if I click the link, but I can give you a link or share this presentation if you're interested. And you have just a few lines of configuration, like what is the domain name, what plugins you want to install, stuff like that. And then you just push it to your GitHub repository, and it will spin up a new droplet, which is like a virtual private server in DigitalOcean. And so for like $6 a month, you have your Mautic. And once you configure all the secret keys in the repository, every time you create a new branch, it will start a new droplet, and you will have new Mautic instance. So it's kind of handy. All right. So this is all I have. Again, I'm Jan/John Linhart. If you have any questions, please go ahead.
Thank you, John. John. So what questions do you have regarding this plugin or something aside?
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was really interesting. And I'm just curious about the product that you send in from Stripe. You're able to choose the products in the campaign workflow. Did you have to create a new entity in Mautic to store the product?
No. Is that it?
That's right, yeah.
Right, so I'm just fetching it from Stripe. So I'm not storing anything about the product from in Mautic itself, but using API call to fetch it from Stripe. And in Mautic, I store only the webhook payloads. So all the events that are happening. That's what I'm interested in Mautic, because then I can react to it with some messaging and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you. That's interesting.
Other questions, please.
Yeah, it's a question, unfortunately, not about Stripe, but originally I saw that this speed measure tool for your boat has a price of $350. Then you build it by yourself, and now you sell it for $500.
That's a great observation. Right, yeah. So this speed tool was just a speed, right? Yeah. So I added like wind speed, wind direction, and a bunch of other sensors. So yeah, if I would keep it simple, then it would be way cheaper.
Thanks.
Thank you for the question.
I've got a question as well. Why did you build a plugin for it and not just use like n8n or Zapier to integrate it?
Yeah, that would be a smart choice. I try to reduce the tools that I use completely, so I didn't want to add something else to it. But yeah, if somebody is starting on similar journey, then yes, use something like that. It will save you a lot of time.
Thank you. This is your last chance. Anything else you ever wanted to ask, Jan?
Can you share the plugin link?
Yeah, right now it's like it's a paid plugin, right? So I'm collaborating with Ricardo, who is selling it on his website. But I can share the link, or I can share the presentation. There is a link to that in the presentation. Thank you.
Enjoy lunch and see you later.